Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, how we doing? One person watching, so I know I'm public. Got something right. Trying to find it on my tablet as a backup in case the chat doesn't work. If you're there, shove something in chat so I can see if it pops up. Right, got a tablet down here with the stream on. And Sunday evening, how are you doing? Been a crap weekend. We've had... Hey James, how are you? I've got no idea, mate. I think all the Americans are probably still in bed or out partying. After all, it is their birthday, isn't it? But they're a bit like teenagers, really, because they're not really that old as a country. So, give it another minute or so for people to join up. If you've followed me on social media, you'll have seen a post on Instagram this afternoon of what I'm using today. Tampa on Wednesday. That sounds okay. I'm going to Surrey next Saturday, so going down south to London for a week. So, this week we've had Canada Week, or Canada Day, sorry, and today's Independence Day for the States. So, doing like a mix and match sort of thing. I'm using the same brush I've used in the last couple of shaves. It's a Richman shaving brush with a Umo knot in it. And Scott Newman, who's working today. Scott, I hope you're having a good day. Asked me if I could use it with a hard soap. Well, I couldn't really find any hard American soaps because the two don't go hand in hand. Most American soaps tend to be on the softer side. So we're using Martin Decandra Vetiver. That qualifies as a hard soap. It also falls into the Canadian side of things because a lot of Canadians speak French. Martin Decandra's French. The razor is a new one that arrived earlier in the week. I have shaved it before. It's a RazoRock Hawk V3 stainless steel, single edge, which takes the Feather Artist Club blades. RazoRock are quite good at making different plates for the razors. This one came with two. That's the normal plate, and that's the aggressive plate. So we use both. Why the hell not? Use the aggressive plate on the first pass, and then we'll change it out. Bonjour, Dave. How are you? Artisan and Shaver from Walsall. My brother used to live in Walsall many years ago. Yeah, they moved to Solihull, the posh part, and where he's living now, I ain't got a clue. We haven't spoken for a fair while. So the A plate for the Hawk, and I've got a Schick Proline blade in it. So there's nipples on the base plate, akin to that, which holds the blade. It's just trying to work out where the camera is on the phone. Yeah, that is the hip. You also do an open comb version of this as well. Obviously, with it being an artist club blade, there's no overhang. Well, the chat's working on the phone as well, so I've got the chat on the phone and on the screen. Dave, that's about the extent of the French I've got, mate. Very well, thank you, my friend. Yes, that's about as far as I go with French. I struggle with English. So there's the blade loaded up. As you can see there's a fair bit of blade exposure. I haven't tried the A plate before. I've used the normal plate on the head and it worked pretty well. Ursus, how are you? Good afternoon. So Martin Dicandre, I had about a teaspoon of soap on top of water, on top of the soap for about 5 minutes before we started. And I scraped that off and used that as a pre-shave. Keeps it simple. So, rich man shaving brush, horse having a wee. There we go, fully dry, 3 or 4 shakes, Martin Dicandre. I'm going to watch for about 20 seconds, 15-20 seconds. Yeah, you can I could get away with that, but to get the best out of Martin Dicandre, 15 to 20 seconds is more than enough for 4, 5, 6 passes. So we'll wait till the clock gets to 17:30 and then we'll stop. There we go. So there's a load there and what's on the puck. So yeah, so we've got basically a Canadian sort of French, Canadian US sort of shave today really. I know Dicandre's French, but as I said, I'm using that because a lot of Canadians speak French. Will you like it, hate it? You don't have to with Martin Dicandre. 20 seconds is more than enough for 4, 5, 6 passes. I like Dicandre because the scents are honest and straightforward. This is vetiver, and it is straight up vetiver. But it pairs really well with the aftershave I'll be using later on, which is Tour de Hermes, one of my favourites. It's also extremely thirsty, so we might be having a few minutes of adding water. Dave, have you got any interest in doing live shaves on YouTube? Yours wouldn't take long. Be the fastest live shave going, Dave, if you did them. Warm vetiver, smells lovely. Turn watching, not much happening in the chat. Yeah, I know you've done a few on Facebook, Dave, but obviously YouTube's a bit of a different matter because you can't go straight onto it. This software I'm using is dead easy to use. It's called Prism Studio. Whack it on your phone, link it to your YouTube account, away you go. It just allows you to do a live shave on YouTube without having 1,000 subscribers. So if you're wondering how I'm doing it, obviously I don't meet the criteria for live shaves. That's how it's working. Prism Studio installed on the phone, and just run it. You've got a couple of options. You can do private, public. Obviously if you do them private, nobody can see them. The chat pops up on the side of the screen. And it's straightforward. Even like I've done in mine, is I've have an intro video and just play that, just give you time to get ready. It makes YouTube live shaves possible for small channels. Right, let's just move the mirror a little bit. That's better. Okay. So, RazoRock Hawk V3 with the aggressive plate on it. And it's a Schick Proline blade, which is half a dozen uses. So the weather up here has been absolutely crap all weekend. Yesterday morning, got no golf because the course was closed for fog. Today we got through 12 holes and the course got closed for fog. And yeah, so not the best weekend going, but still, managed to watch England hump USA at rugby early this afternoon. I was hoping Johan would pop along just to give us a joke, but obviously he's out playing with his remote control lawnmower. Sorry late to the party. Johan, tell me a joke and make me laugh. Yeah, I've never used the A-plate before on Ursus. As soon as it arrived, I needed a head shave, which is all for me is always a good gauge of a razor. So I did a head shave with the normal plate and this blade, and it was very, very smooth. Obviously it wasn't brand new, it was, I think I'm the second owner, and the previous owner acquired the A-plate to go with it. Hiya Les, how are you? Thank you very much for the parcel yesterday, greatly appreciated. Single edges are, I quite like using single edges because you get the shave done so much faster. However, we're going to change base plates. So I'll strip the handle off and we'll change base plates over to the normal one. Come on Johan, tell us a joke, bud. Make me giggle. So there's the normal Hawk base plate. The A-plate's fine, but we'll switch them over to use both. It's quite a clever design, this one, with the cutouts at the back, just so it isn't that broad a head. Johan, that one made me smile, mate. Yes, thank you very much. And for anybody late to the party, we're using Martin Decander Vetiver. Scott Newman asked that I use this brush with a firm soap, and I couldn't think of a better firm soap to use it with than Straight Up Vetiver. Yeah, I'm hoping it improves next weekend, Dave. So we're away down in Surrey next week. Next weekend, travel down on Saturday and back up the following Sunday. So there'll probably be no shaves while I'm away. Might do a live, we'll see. We'll just pre-record stuff while I'm away and upload it when I get back. Bought a new camera, waiting on that arriving. Let's just say the other half wasn't overly impressed when she found out I bought another camera. But hey, this is the way of the world. Vetiver's probably my favourite scent by Martin Decander Johan. Then again, because the scents are so simple, they've got them all pretty well nailed in my opinion. The rose is nice, the natural's very akin to Lothar, and one of the Lothar ones I used, I've tried. Fougere is a cracking scent. How many swirls in MDC? I did 15-20 seconds, Les. Yeah, I know you can. I've done shaves before with like 10 swirls on the puck, but one of the shaving forums I'm in, one of the lad who owns it, he only uses Martin Decander, and he reckons 15 to 20 seconds is an optimum load time, irrespective of your water type, and you'll get a cracking lather. Dave, I apologise for forcing you to buy the Martin Decander. I hope you enjoy it. It is a good soap. Yeah, 10 swirls is enough, Johan. You can get by on that and it'll last probably a couple of years. But the soap mountain is slowly building up in the bedroom, in the drawers. So a 20-second load is more than adequate. And it'll still last bloody years. There's certainly a little less blade feel on the normal plate than the air plate. Well, that much so. I've sent all my blades down south in a package because we're only taking hand luggage. So I've shipped the blades down south already. I've taken one Proline blade. I'm going to take that down with that plate, that plate, and probably to Rockwell, just for shaving my head with as well while we're away. When you see the ingredients list of Martin Decander of like what? Well, there's the ingredients there. That's the ingredients of the soap. How can such a simple soap make such a good lather? Yeah, Fougere is a cracking scent, Dave. It's the only soap I keep in the bathroom. So if it's a fallback soap, if all else fails, walk in, take the lid off. You know it's going to work. You know it's going to lather. I haven't tried James's Fougere Johan. I'm hopefully getting together for a beer with him while we're down south, because he doesn't live far from his stepdaughter, and I owe him a beer and a meal. So we're hopefully hitting a pub somewhere at some time during the time we're down there, and meeting up. Might try and do a video with him, see what he says. If not, we'll just be sociable and have a few ales. Hey Craig, how are you doing? You're just recovering from the pub yesterday. I'm pleased it's Johan enabling you, Dave, and not me. One little weeper on the chin, that's a leftover from the R41 last week. Why anybody would want to use an R41 to shave with is beyond me, apart from machoism, which is total bollocks in my opinion, but there you go. I'll shave with a broken bottle, be more comfortable. I keep on looking down to a tablet down the side, even though sometimes the chat on the screen freezes. Today it's been okay though. It's worked well today. Considering the software is free, it's sublime and so simple to use. The only thing I would say about Martin Decandre is, because it's a coconut oil base, it's not the cleanest of soaps in the sink. It gives you a bit of scum. That sounds like a good combination, Dave. MDC and the Q&I. Yeah, I've still got the razor in, Dave. It's sitting in a drawer in the bedroom, along with a few other razors. Even that thing makes the R41 appear like a comfortable shave, because they're actually not bad shavers. Craig, we've used Scott Newland wanted to see the Richman brush with the Umo knot with a hard soap. I couldn't think of a harder soap. I couldn't find a hard American soap because they don't really make any. They're all quite soft. So we went with Martin Decandre Vetiver. If you can find a harder soap, let me know. well, maybe it's wool fat, but they're comparable hardness wise. And so it's basically a US sort of Independence Day, and Canadian Day was earlier this week, or Canada Day. So the Razors from Razor Rock, they're Canadian. A lot of Canadians speak French, hence the Martin de Candre, and the brush is American. So we're trying to combine everything in a one. Just seeing Johan's comment reference to razoring and cutting carpets. Yeah, slice and cheese. You get some really nice thin slices for your hamburgers. Right, there's nothing left whatsoever. So 15 seconds, I think, is a good time to load Martin de Candre for, looking at what I've got left over here. Bit of water. And a bit more water. There's the brush after the soaps of it. 24mm knot, Umo. Cracking knots. It was the best thing I ever did for that brush, was put that in it. Do the brows as well. I gave them the trim before I turned the camera on, mate. And the nostrils and the ears. I'll do mine if you do yours. Half and half. Half on one, half on the other. Just so you look like a total dick. I did the eyebrows about 4 o'clock before I turned the camera on. Get rid of the razor. Right, cold water. Bit on a surprise look. Yeah. Like someone's just taking you from behind you, you weren't expecting it. Yeah. Okay. Right, post shave, got some boots with chisel. I'm keeping things fairly neutral tonight. That Hawk is a cracking razor. For a single edge, it's pretty good. Frown Friday, surprise Saturday. What's Sunday going to be, Dave? Yeah. Trying to think of something where that would be broadcastable, but I can't. There's nothing springing to mind. Right. Do we do balm or do we do splash? Or eau de parfum as it is. I'm going to do eau de parfum. So I use vetiver. So I've got a small bottle of Hermes. 200ml I think. Yeah. As you can tell, I quite like Hermes. What do we do for Monday, fellas? Right, there's a lot of alcohol in this, so a simple trick is to spray in your hand first, which lets the alcohol dissipate. Still stings like a itch, but it lets the alcohol dissipate a little bit, so you're not screaming like a banshee when you put it on. That just basically ties in with the Martin de Candra in Canada Day. And balm wise, we're going back to the States for balm with Baxter, California. This stuff was on Amazon at a ridiculously low price. It's quite a thin gel. It was one tube for 11 quid, or 2 tubes for £4. So it doesn't really smell of anything. It's quite a good Throbbing Thursday. What do we do Mondays? We haven't had a Monday yet. Right, I've got a bottle full of hot water in the kettle, just so I wouldn't be running the tap a lot. That's it, folks. I am done. Quick recap what we used today. Martin de Candra vetiver, which was loaded up with a Rich Man Shaving Beehive Umo Knot brush. The weapon of choice was a RazoRock Hawk. Use the A plate on the first pass and the standard plate on the second and third passes, and possibly the fourth. We polish off with some water, witch hazel, Tour de Hermes, which is one of my favourite aftershaves, hence the size of the bottle, and Baxter of California. Thanks, Stuart. Cheers, Dave. Quite enjoyed that one. One little weeper, 2 little weepers. That's it, we're done. So folks, have you got any more comments? Apart from the is-taking ones, show the tan line. There's a tan line. It's a pure golfer's tan. It just stops at the arms from the golf course. Cheers, Craig. I hope you haven't got a sore head today after the pub yesterday. Not that I'm jealous, but I did have a whiskey last night. Thanks, BD. That's it, folks. So try and get a couple of videos done. Might even try and pre-record some and upload them so they load up while I'm away. We shall see. But there'll be non-shaving videos if we do that. Couple of ideas, maybe. However, enough waffle. That's it, we're done. Flash Boredom. Graham, nice to see you, bud. Hope you're well and the family are well. And life in South Wales isn't too bad in the valleys. Hey boy, isn't too bad. See some of the Welsh lads perform for the Lions yesterday with a resounding result. Didn't watch the Wales game was on Welsh BBC or ITV or Channel 4, so I didn't bother looking for that one. But the Lions game, the Welsh contingent played really well in that one. So that's it, we're done. Enough of the waffle. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.